Welcome back to Screen Time, the podcast where we break down the stories taking over our screens. I'm Josh, and I'm joined, as always, by my co-host, Jared. Today we're heading back to Pandora for James Cameron's Avatar, Fire and Ash. We'll discuss how the movie handles grief, whether the Ash people bring meaningful complexity to Pandora, and whether this third chapter earns its massive runtime. We'll be discussing the entire movie, so consider this your spoiler warning. So this film came out in 2025, last year. It is PG-13, 3 hours and 17 minutes, directed by James Cameron. James Cameron, Rick Jaffa, and Amanda Silver are the writers. Cinematographer is Russell Carpenter. And composer is Simon Fraglin. Is that how you said his name?
Sure, I think so. I don't really know.
All right. Our synopsis is Jake Sully and Neytiri, however you say that. Neytiri, that's right. Yeah. It's just when you see it written.
I know.
It's
so weird.
Neytiri, that's right. Confront grief in a hostile Na'vi clan led by Varang as Pandora's conflict intensifies. So what was your estimated budget on this one?
I mean, it's got to be really high. So I put, so I said 250 million.
All right. According to IMDb, it was 400 million.
What? How? I knew it was going to be insanely high, but not.
Yeah.
Jeez.
All right. For Academy Awards, two nominations. So, well, one nomination.
Okay.
Because obviously it's two nominations. Yeah. Best Visual Effects. It won for Best Visual Effects. And then was also nominated for Best Costume Design.
Okay.
All right. In our cast, we have Sam Worthington, Zoe Saldana, Sigourney Weaver, Stephen Lang, Una Chaplin, Jack Champion, Britton Dalton, Kate Winslet, Cliff Curtis. Most of these are voice performance captures, not, you don't really see them.
Yeah.
Bailey Bass, Trinity Jolie Bliss, David Thewlis, Jermaine Clement, Eddie Falco.
Edie
Falco, yes.
Yep.
Joel David Moore, Brendan Cowell, CCH Pounder, and Jamie Flatters.
Most of them are from the, at least the last one. I don't remember if they were all in the first movie, but a lot of those were in the last movie.
Yeah, they were in the last movie. Yes, yeah. Not as many like some, but not as many. But definitely a lot of the characters, repeats from. All right. So, before we get into spoilers, what'd you think of this film?
You want me to go?
Well, I just spent 5 minutes talking.
Okay. No, I just, I think we're going to feel very different about this movie.
Are we? Yeah.
Well, just because I know you enjoy Avatar in general more than I do.
Okay. Yeah.
So,
enjoying it and enjoying it more than you is a low bar.
Yeah, exactly. So, yeah. Yeah, it was, I mean, what you said up top, just the runtime. All these movies are long, but this is the longest one, and it's just like, it's rough.
Why? Yeah.
Yeah, why? Exactly. So that was the aspect of it that just made it kind of worse watching, but also just kind of like the last movies as well. It's just, I don't know, I can't get into the world. Obviously the visuals are amazing in all these, but, and just none of the characters really, or I should say most of the characters, like I really don't find interesting or really can connect with that much. So then the story and everything that's happening is just like, I just don't really care, Now, I will say though that Una Chaplin
Mm-hmm.
as Varang, which she's a awesome actress anyway,
Mm-hmm.
but she was great in this as Varang.
Yeah.
So that was cool. That was the highlight. But yeah, it's just I wouldn't have liked this movie even if it was shorter.
Mm-hmm.
But like the fact that it's the longest too is just like
Mm-hmm.
made it even worse to watch, in my opinion. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, so I think what like you said, the visuals are beautiful,
Mm-hmm.
but what at least drew me into the first and even the second film a little bit, was the world building,
Mm-hmm.
and I feel like this
Sure.
film really even lacks that.
Yeah.
And I really think and along with this film, the decision that they aren't making 4, 5, and 6 or whatever, which was originally what was the plan or whatever, right?
Yeah.
Like, I think you can really feel in this film that even James Cameron's getting tired of this world.
Yeah. Which I'm
And-
glad that he's
And so then, it just doesn't have the wonder world building that he had in the first and the second film.
yeah.
And even though I think like creative design, the Ash people are really cool and
Oh, yeah.
different. I think
Just like the water from the
but then like
Last one.
we didn't really get the cool world building along with it to feel like they were in a different area or different like thing. Right. And then the same with the like people with the blimps in the very beginning of the film.
Mm-hmm.
Was cool, like design wise, but again, the same thing, like there was opportunity there to like learn about how do they live differently.
Yeah.
Right. And we didn't get that either.
No.
Whereas in the second film, we got that with the water people. There was like some world building there.
We
right?
did, yeah.
And it made that part interesting to me. And then the other parts that are interesting is like the action, which this did have some really cool action scenes.
Sure.
But like you said, it really starts to lose you. And I think all of them, it's so much harder to connect
Oh yeah.
with a bunch of people that don't look like people.
Yes.
And it just looks like and for some reason, I don't know if it's because games have gotten better, but like watching this stuff now, it just feels like you're watching like a cutscenes.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe, I don't know, like the first one, I didn't feel that as much. And I don't know if it's because it was still so farther ahead.
I think it was more of a mix too in the first one.
But now,
than the other
and
ones.
I think, and also now, and culturally, we're just so much like, no, we want grounded special effects. We don't want all the CG, and this is just a CG world.
yeah, this is everything
And
else.
so
yeah.
I think it's even more disconnecting
I agree.
from that standpoint. So then it makes it harder to care
Yes.
and feel the emotions of what
Yeah.
that they're trying to convey.
Okay. Well, I'm glad you understand where I'm coming from then, because that's pretty much why I just like it's so hard to care about any of these people. But I mean, the first two movies, especially the first one, seemed like you got into it a little bit more, though, from what I remember when we covered them.
Well, I think the first one, I think,
I guess because it's all new, the first one.
and the first one is like it'd been since it came out practically that I'd seen it,
Yeah.
and then I was like, oh, this isn't as bad as I remember.
Yeah.
And then it is like so much world building, and then there are human people more, to work with, and it's not, and I think I think what really hurts us I think it's evident that James Cameron's tired of this, and when he's making it, it's like, and I think that's why just as this was releasing, then they were like, yeah, we're gonna put those other ones on hold. Probably indefinitely, but like right now, no one will be like, oh yeah, we're scrapping it completely. It'd just be like, oh, we might come back to it later.
Yeah, because I imagine he has at least somewhat of an outline for the rest of the films.
Yeah.
If he already had it planned.
Mm-hmm.
But it's good that he finally decided, because this is what we've been wanting him to do now. Just because these took so long, like, I'm glad he's finally doing,
Something else.
something new. Yeah, something else.
He's a good storyteller.
He is.
All right, well, let's get into this plot and story here. So we kind of open with the family just dealing with the grief, right? I mean, that's really, it's an interesting way to open the film.
Yeah.
I think it's very evident again that we haven't talked about this yet, but I think these two were supposed to be one film, and then as they got into production,
Oh, right.
I think they originally 2 and 3 were supposed to be like one film, and then I guess he just had so much script that he decided to break it up. So, and I think that kind of shows here. And then of course we have this immediate issue with Spider
Mm-hmm.
and being not being able to breathe and stuff. But then it's when we get introduced to the people with the kind of these blimp like things, and like I said, like I mentioned, it's kind of a cool design.
Yeah, it was.
Cool design, kind of. But we didn't. Again, this is where the world building would have been. It would have been cool just to kind of live, see them, live with them, like understand how they're
we
different.
don't really learn.
We don't really learn how they're different,
No.
and it's just like this visual thing. And but then they get attacked by the fire people,
Mm-hmm.
and we get introduced to Varang.
Yep.
Again, this is a cool introduction, I think,
For sure.
because this air attacks thing without
It just really helps also with, like I said, her performance was really great as Varang, Una Chaplin. So that helped a lot too with that.
But I don't know. I just felt like, again, destroying this these traders, whatever they were, like destroying them so quickly off the bat. Like, I think squandered the potential that there could be some more interesting world building there that kind of got just thrown to the wayside.
Yeah, which is crazy because, so like not adding that aspect into the film, I'm assuming because of runtime. I don't know, because I'm sure he had some kind of lore for them. But it's like the fact that it's still, the movie is so long, even without all of this, is like just.
What? That's, you cut other things, or and then I mean, again,
Yeah, and it probably maybe they even film more with it and cut,
or like potentially. And again, if you're going 4, 5, and 6, and you're mapping things out, maybe you're saving that for later.
Yeah, that's true.
But then, then all of a sudden it's like, well, we're not going to do that now. So, I don't know, but it's the problem with trying to stretch things out instead of giving us what you got. So and then we get this situation with Spider, and this is obviously like a Spider's lungs becoming infected and joined with like some other living thing so then he can suddenly breathe. And so what did you think of that? To think of
I think I said before, he was one of the characters I just annoyed me early on. So, which like, I mean, he wasn't really much better in this one. So like, that was another aspect that I was like, this plot line, I mean, interesting plot line, but again, the character, like what's happening is interesting.
And the idea of it, the potential of what it would allow the humans to colonize there and stuff like that. Like that's all like seems like a legitimate threat and like an interesting idea. But yeah, centraling around this character that already was like an annoying sidekick kind of person, and making him a little more central to the plot.
Yeah,
he is the MacGuffin almost, right? Yeah, it's kind of a challenge when that character's kind of annoying,
right? Yeah, it should have been someone else they center on. It would have been better. But I mean, I'm sure there's plenty of people out there that love Spider as a character, I guess. Obviously, James Cameron does, if he wanted to focus on him more in this.
So then we get the Quidditch Stephen Lang's character meets Varang.
Oh yeah.
The introduction of weapons and the seduction of that alliance. What did you think about this, like them in this situation?
I mean, this is going to be the problem is that, I mean, I'm going to feel the same about a lot of this because it's just, I don't really connect with any of the characters. Like Spider's more like down the line more so that I don't really like, but it's these other characters too. I don't know, even though obviously like some of them are more human like, or you see, you know, actually, you know, not be
like Stephen Lang, I mean, comes through in that more.
Yeah, you can see him in that, yeah. As opposed to, yeah, a lot of the other ones. But I don't know what it is. I guess it's just the combination of everything in this world and how long we've been in it already. I doesn't feel like there's a weight to it as much. Just like with the previous films, because I believe he was in all of them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's the original
Yes.
antagonist.
He was the original, yeah, in the first, that's right. So yeah, I don't know.
And
Yeah,
they kind of skip over, and this is like later in this, they kind of offhand mention he's really just the memories of the original human that was, because the human's not even there anymore, right? Like because the avatars are supposed to be, you know, a human sitting in a pod somewhere controlling them, right?
Mm-hmm.
And at some point he became somehow just the memories of that human embedded into that avatar.
Yeah.
And then I guess still controlled by a computer. So I don't know. It's very confusing.
Yeah, that I don't know.
Because like they made a big deal about Jake Sully, like at the end of the first one, like being able to become just
he broke away from
a Na'vi and not be the Avatar anymore and stuff. But then like somehow now this guy is like that too, but in a different way.
I don't know. That's why
like more like not organic, I guess, you know, like,
yeah.
but it's like, it's just convenient stuff. And it just kind of,
yeah, it's just that I don't know. I don't know what they were. I guess to answer your question, like is he still being controlled somehow? I don't know. Like
yeah.
It is strange. That character, we don't really get that much since the first film because he was more centered then. Last movie and this movie, not so much. So yeah, I don't think we really get that answered, and I'm not sure. So I mean, a lot of these characters, like, we don't get as much like character growth, or I guess I should say movement with these characters. Not everyone, but like him, for instance, and some of the other ones, like, so like they're still kind of where they were at in the previous films. So it doesn't make the character that interesting then from that angle.
Yeah. And the other thing that's kind of, I don't know, let's say hokey to me, is that there starts to be like some kind of flirtatiousness between him and the right. And
yeah.
Excuse me. Varang.
Yes.
Yeah, and then he kind of introduces them to the weapons and like kind of teaches them how to use guns. So then the next kind of, I think, big thing is when they get Spider back.
Okay.
Right? And Jake they both get saved.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and then he, quote unquote, is going to kill Spider because of the potential of what he brings to the problem that he can bring to, you know, like then other humans being able to breathe. I don't know. Does it? Again, it's one of those things where it's like it seemed very more for the plot and less for like real. Didn't feel like they really really was going to go through with it. So it's like
No.
the tension was kind of not there that they're trying to create.
Yeah. That's what I mean. A lot of these characters don't develop like much at all, or not as much as they should, maybe, to make it more interesting.
Yeah. The other thing I think by this film, that I think also maybe causes this to also feel, it's like no one can really die. I mean, yes.
That's another.
They did finally kill, or they did kill the oldest son, but then like he's still
but then he's like
still in
a part
the
of that
memory
thing.
of the tree.
Yeah, the tree thing. So,
but I mean, everyone. But like it's so like you have the same problem with, like Stephen Lang's character. Like he's still around, even though he's died like twice, basically at the end of each previous film, and then this spider is supposed to die, and then he gets saved by the. So it's just like it's I guess the stakes just don't feel heavy because it doesn't seem like.
Yep. Yeah, that's another aspect that makes it hard to really care what's going on, because it's the stakes. That's a good way of putting it, are just not really there. Because it's like, if they die, you'll see them in the tree thing, whatever it's called. And so because there is a scene, I don't remember where it's at because it's such a long movie.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you were going to mention it a lot or not. And I think I'm trying to remember which character it was. There's a scene that it's not Spider. I don't know. Maybe you can help me remember who it was. But there's a scene where this person like literally tries to kill themselves. You remember that scene? Ultimately it doesn't. But it's supposed to be this very like, I don't know, I guess tense and emotional scene because of the way they do the music and like just the scene in general. And that was one of the biggest examples where I was like, I don't care at all at this, which was like really bad because of what they were trying to portray.
You saying I'm like, I can kind of picture, I kind of remember that happening, but also
I don't remember which character it was.
Who was it? Was it the son?
Might have been the son, because I was going to say, is it Jake? But I was like, no, I don't think Jake did it. It might have been the son.
Because he was kind of dealing with like the first whole act of this film. Like, you see a little bit of him a couple times where he's just dealing with like the fact that he feels responsible for his brother dying. That's probably,
that's probably who it was then.
But then he kind of have because he's got which is going to kind of bring up, so he's kind of has a side, he has a little bit of growth. He's the one that actually has some growth, because then he does step it up and basically leads the next generation to connecting with the big whale looking things to
I only remember
to basically rally them and get them to commit to actually fighting back.
Yep. I don't know. I don't remember if the species has a name or it was just that one called Paimon or Payman. Pi something. I can't remember. No, what was that? It started with a P.
Yeah, the one that like helped him. Last.
Yeah, in Way of Water. But I can't remember if that was just the name of the whales, or if it's the name of that actual.
Yeah, I don't.
Because I remember mentioning the design of those are awesome too. Mm-hmm. But we got introduced to them last time, but okay. So the son gets a little bit more development, but still, just like that scene was just not impactful.
Mm-hmm.
It's rough if you can't make that an impactful scene.
Mm-hmm. But speaking of Chad, I mean, that was the next part. I was going to talk about him rallying them and kind of, basically getting them on board. Kind of. I mean, like they they kind of say, "Oh, we'll let you know or get back to you or whatever." You know, kind of like we're gonna go. I think they come back and say, "No, we can't engage." But then when the troops and all the humans with their machines,
Yep.
the sky people, all show up. They, they show up and attack them.
Mm-hmm.
This was cool to watch. I mean, this like I was talking about, like the couple action scenes.
Yeah, visually.
Which there's like the three main ones is that first one with the blimp people.
Yes.
Then there's the later when they basically rescue Sully and basically she rescues Sully and Spider, but like that whole, and that was fun because it was different, because more like a spy, kind of like she's sneaking in kind of, and then
that's another thing that makes it tough sometimes though, is if it doesn't look visually that different, makes it harder too to like get into the scene, at least in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
And there is moments where it looks different, and that's why obviously you do this stark difference. Like last one was water and this one's fire and ash, and like so that helps. But these kind of scenes that you're mentioning, the big like battle scenes, it's still very similar visually, like the area even.
Mm-hmm.
And so that makes it a little bit tough. The visuals are still great, obviously, but it's like that to me makes it a little harder to connect with it too, where it's just like it always looks the same, same kind of area.
Yeah, well, I think the Ash people didn't really get their own area.
Mm-mm.
Like it's like they just have like a little campground almost,
Which is weird also. Yeah, I thought it'd be a lot bigger, like the last one with the
like
whole other...
I just kind of expected like there being practically like a volcano or something, something just like living in like this world.
That'd be sick. Yeah,
something of way more. Yeah, and it wasn't
just
the case.
just a small group of people,
like a whole lava area or something. Like something. It was a missed opportunity, I feel.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, we get the big battle here at the end, and I mean, this is epic.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, there's not really other word to use for it. It's pretty, and then some really cool. I love the crab-like submarine things.
Oh yeah,
they were kind of cool design, and and like I said, these giant whale things attacking the ships and just doing massive destruction.
Yep. It's good design also,
Yeah, I mean, all in all, like, just, impressive. And of course, then Jake finally, accepts being the Kuratuk or whatever. And he gets...
I don't know. What was the word?
Then they all call
I don't remember.
Yeah.
I don't know. It was some word, yeah.
Yeah, and then he and unites all the clans, basically, to defend. And, yeah, I mean, it was long. It was a little long, but it does drag along.
Very long, yeah.
But it's a pretty impressive action scenes.
Mm-hmm.
The and then we get the part that's supposed to land or whatever, right? We get the Sully versus Quartic or how do you say it? I don't even know. Stephen Lang's character.
I don't remember how it's pronounced.
Yeah. They both save Spider, and they're like kind of on this like floating
something
like rock.
I'm not sure what it's.
Yeah. And then he just then there's opportunity for Zaldani's character to like shoot him, and then he just throws himself off and then you don't know, like, once again, is he dead? Is he not? I don't know, because we gotta save him for the next one. We gotta get, if he can come back.
Yeah, but that's still, it's just like it's not impactful, because it's like, even if, like we already mentioned, even if this person dies, they can come back, or they're in the tree or something. You know, it's just, that's why it's a lot of this stuff is just like the stakes don't feel as high with that, like you were talking about. So like that big sequence looks cool, but it's like what happens to the character is just like doesn't matter because of that.
Yeah.
Because yeah, I mean, if they're making another one, like you said, they probably would just bring him back.
So, talk a little bit about characters and performance. I know we could talk about this a little bit, but
yeah,
who's a standout performance do you think the most in this?
It's got to be Varang.
Yeah,
for me. What about for you?
Yeah, I think it's just such a unique performance, and even the performance capture, everything about it, she's very stands out and comes across very unique.
Oh yeah,
and I think it's good villainous vibes.
Yes.
Yeah, I think Zeldania's like it's just kind of, I feel like most of this movie she's just like mad, like I mean, like, yeah, she lost her son and I get it, but like it's like she's just like, you know, like just kind of sad and mad at the same time the whole time.
It is funny just seeing what she does in this show, and then we just talked about the new season of Lioness and how like incredible she is in that. It's just interesting to see the difference in these two things that she's in.
And I wonder, I don't know, I feel like it's probably the same for her and Sam Worthington, like somebody, you know, like they're just like tired of doing this, right? Like
I don't know how you wouldn't be at this point.
And so I think there's a big difference between that. Like I think the first film, you know, they both felt like they had something to prove.
Yeah.
And James Cameron, you know, like it's all, there's definitely like some, just you at least feel something behind everything. But this, like you said, it's like so just not there. Which is probably why one of the chaplains maybe feels like something, because she's like new and fresh there and it's like, hey, I've not done this before.
Yep.
It's like
yep, that's a good point. Yeah, but it's like she's the only one really. Like pretty much everyone else has been in at least one of the other movies. So yeah, I think that's it. It's like you're going to be excited working with James Cameron for the first time. But then if it's the same thing that he's been in for 20 years now, you're not going to be as excited anymore about doing more of it, I imagine. So,
yeah. Let's get into some of the craft here.
Yep.
So from so directing the ritual for the villains. I mean, the way they even like are able to tap into the other, like take over the other's tail or whatever. I don't know what you call this thing. I have to have a name for those things, but thought that was like cool and just kind of added a new level of evil, especially because they also just cut it off too. And and just there's something just that we hadn't seen done before.
That is good because the tail is so essential to
who they are,
everything they do. Yeah.
You think about, like we were talking about the cinematography some here. The did you watch this in 3D? Yeah, you don't have a way to do that, I guess.
No, I don't have a way to watch it in 3D.
Yeah.
Did you?
The first time I saw it, yeah, because I was
Oh, that's right. You saw it in yeah. But you can do it in your
I didn't watch this
Apple
stuff,
Vision. Yeah. Yeah, how was that in 3D?
It was pretty cool. Like
I forgot this is technically not your first time watching this one.
yeah, yes, yes.
I forgot about that.
I saw it at the premiere in Madrid,
Right.
and Una Cheng was there.
Yeah.
Una Cheng, Una Chaplin,
In a chapel, yeah.
Varang, getting this mixed up. The I mean the 3D was I definitely. It's always still feels gimmicky to me at some level, but
Yeah.
but it looked cool, and
Okay.
it was definitely bright and sharp where I was watching it because it was like they had dual 4K projectors or something. They were something
Okay.
crazy they were projecting with. Yeah, and then evidently, and I don't know if you can pick up on this and when you watch it, but like there was like higher frame rate since they used in some of the stuff for like the action stuff so that it would be
Higher frame rate.
yeah. But I don't know if that came through if you're watching it.
I didn't notice that. No. So it was in certain action scenes?
Yeah, evidently.
Okay.
But again, if it's depending on how it's playing back, it might not. You know, if they play it back, it like I don't know what they, because like I didn't really notice it. I'm trying to remember from the first time, but you know, with streaming it this time, like I just streamed it on Disney Plus, and
Yeah.
I didn't notice anything.
Okay.
But like, but also I don't know if when streaming, does it stream faster than 24 frames a second? You know, I don't know.
I don't know, but okay, I'm glad that it, like, yeah, because it was like I don't remember it moving at all like faster frame rates. So I'm glad when you're streaming it. Also, you didn't notice it either.
Yeah. But the editing and I feel like the editing and pacing was good for what it was. I mean, I mean, it's not their fault that the movie is that long.
That's what, yeah,
Like
for
the
how
editing.
long it is.
But
I don't know if that's down to their decision or not, or his, or
right.
James
Well,
Cameron.
Yeah. I mean, that's the thing.
It's like editing. They could have done a lot more of this and made it.
Oh, I would imagine it's they're not gonna let them cut whole sections out of
Right.
the film, so it's good as it is. But like when you look at sequences and how they're edited together,
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
the editing was really good.
Yeah, it was.
And then I guess in production design, there's some cool stuff here, but like we talked about, but we just didn't
Just
get to
more
really
certain visuals, because it's like this is where it's hard to get into it, like you said, because a lot of it just feels like a.
Well, I think again the new stuff is cool but underused.
Yeah.
I think is the biggest issue here. Like the wind traders and the ash people, we just did not get to really realize the wind traders. I could see, what I said earlier. Maybe they were saving that for some future thing, right? But the ash people, this is Fire and Ash, the movie.
Yes, that's the biggest thing.
We should have gotten a whole world building thing around them, and instead they're just like a little encampment up on the hill with a fire,
it's strange.
with a around a fire pit.
That is the weirdest part about it. Yeah, I would have liked to see some massive thing, like you mentioned, like something like a volcano or something like that would be sick. Yeah, what you were saying before. Yeah, but I mean, maybe that's part of, he's creating all this lore. Maybe there is a lore reason why it's only just a small group of, but still then it should not be in a film called Fire and Ash. Like they should just be a side thing in another one or in the last one, like if they're not this big civilization,
Yep. But it's about the sound and the music. You've got the sound design was great.
Oh, sound design? Yeah. I was going to mention the score is a lot of them same main themes from the other films. So none of it really particularly resonated with me originally. So none of it really did this time as well. It's not a bad score at all, but none of it stood out to me. And I'm trying to remember the theme for the Ash people, because that would have been the only like kind of newer or one of the only. And I don't remember that either, which sucks. So I guess it wasn't that memorable. Yeah. I don't know. Was there anything for you?
Not really.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, it's there and you can feel it swelling when you're expected it to. And
yeah.
And you're like, yeah, okay, it's here, like you said, but then there's like the times it's doing a lot of the work, and because the performances don't, because you aren't connecting with them, because the VFX performance captures that they are. And I mean, it's a weird thing, because like, I mean, in general, it's impressive, the distinct facial things when close-ups, when you see it. And you're like, oh, I mean, they're really
technically
emoting the stuff through from a technical standpoint, but then it just doesn't sit and resonate the way I think it would if it was just the human there doing it. And then so then like those scenes where you're supposed to be feeling something heavier, and then the music's really telling you that too, and then you're just not feeling it.
Yes. Like I mentioned, the scene where he tried to kill himself, it's just not.
Or where he's going to kill Spider and he doesn't.
Right.
Like it's the same thing. All right, so kind of get into some of the final thoughts on this. Like,
sure.
So this is where it seems like there's a little bit of a hesitation on the spiritual side for the Na'vi people, right? Did you buy that? Do you think that made it more interesting?
No, not particularly.
Yeah. Okay.
I don't know.
No, I mean, I
didn't think either. Okay.
Yeah, I kind of agree. I just kind of thought it felt like they're not gonna give up on that. Like it just, yeah.
Yeah.
I think, so we talked about Una Chaplin's Varang's character. I think this was underused, as we keep talking about.
Yep.
Whereas like because the first scene of really seeing like a evil Na'vi type person, right?
Yeah. I love the design for her.
Yeah. And their people in general. Like,
yeah.
And so I think it just was a missing, like imagine a different film where they were the main threat and we didn't have the humans at all.
Yeah.
And I think it would have been a way more interesting.
I agree. That's what it should have been.
So is Spider the true protagonist in this?
He was certainly a big part of it, but I don't like him, so those scenes where I was even more like not about it. But is he the true protagonist of the film? Yeah, I guess in a big way, because he's the center point a lot of time.
Yeah, I feel like there's only really one moment where I say one moment, but it's pretty much like when he decides to put himself out there to protect Sully.
Sure.
Is like one of the few times he makes a decision on his own. Most of the time, he's just kind of doing what he has to do, doing what, and kind of is being told or controlled by one side or the other anyway. So I feel like he's more of a MacGuffin than personally.
That's a good way to look at it, yeah. But then he would be a center point then if he's a MacGuffin.
He's a center point, but not protagonist.
Oh, sure. Okay, yeah. Not protagonist, but yeah, MacGuffin, yeah. It's a better way to think of it.
Yeah, I think.
Yep. No, you're right.
Kind of. Any other thoughts around Zoe Saldana's character just being sad the whole time?
No. Just a bummer because of how good of an actress she is.
Yeah, I feel like
she's like crushing it in Lioness. And in this is just
underused again.
But like you said, her and especially her and Sam Worthington, they might be over it now too. I imagine.
Yeah, and Stephen Lang too.
Stephen Lang, yep. Essentially everyone that have been in it since the first film.
So Awa's intervention, is it a payoff or is it Deus Ex Machina?
What intervention?
Awa's the like earth god, like the
didn't realize that was the name. Okay.
They always pray to Awa.
Okay. So what was the question?
They basically intervene at the end to like kind of save the kind of turn the tide on the battle, right? Is it the perfect payoff? Or is it the obvious Deus Ex Machina?
It's not a perfect payoff, no. But I guess it makes sense if it's what they pray to.
Mm-hmm.
It would make sense that would be what saves them. Yeah. I don't know if I would call it a Deus Ex Machina either, though.
Okay.
I don't know, but I guess it's more of just a. I don't know though. That kind of does lean more into that side. So maybe, because now that I'm thinking about it, because it is the obvious plot point. So yeah, I guess it would be. I guess that would be more Deus Ex Machina. I just never think of it in that way, or use that word, even though I know that's a common word, just like a MacGuffin or anything else, or Chekhov's whatever,
Gun.
Yeah.
All right. What's the one scene that you'll remember from this film?
Honestly, not a whole lot, unfortunately. Honestly, I think because it was the only thing that had like such a big difference with the look is anything with the Ash people, which is why we were saying should have done more with it. Because everything else is just too similar or stuff that we've already seen, so it doesn't stand out as much.
Yeah, I can visually see the two things or those new, like when the first time you see them cut one of the tails off.
Yes.
And it's just in that, like that emotionally I felt because you knew how important that is to them. And then also the first time you see her basically go connect tail to tail and like manipulate the person and control them. And that was creepy too. And that was cool. So there's like those things kind of. All right. If you could change one thing about the movie, what would it be to fix it?
I think it's what we already said. Do more of the Ash people. Make it a bigger thing.
Make them the true.
Yeah.
The true thing that they're fighting. Like sideline the humans basically.
Yeah.
It would have made it way more interesting.
Or don't call it Fire and Ash. It's like
right.
That's yeah.
Because if we did sideline the humans, and then there would be the opportunity to build that world a lot more and create something way more interesting. I think there with them, and really show, because you also just don't get their motivation. They're like there's just so much that you're lacking from them but there's so much potential there.
Yeah.
And even in all that, Linda Chaplin's performance still stands out. So
for sure.
All right. Does this movie become richer or more repetitive on rewatch? I know you're gonna say.
You got to answer that. You're the one that's seen it.
You've only seen it once.
Yeah.
So you can't speculate.
No, you tell me. You've seen it twice.
It gets repetitive. It's not.
Yeah.
It was. I enjoyed it more the first time because
Okay.
because you were like, at least some of the little things that were new.
Yeah.
Was like new, and watching it a second time, even though it was like 6 months later,
Right.
it was a little bit of time. So, what's the verdict? Is it worth your screen time? Does 197-minute runtime ultimately earn itself?
No. But honestly, I still just personally wouldn't recommend any of them to people because I'm just not a big fan of it. But I know obviously there are plenty of people that do because they have done extremely well in the box office.
Mm-hmm.
Although this one I heard was the least, but just
yeah.
because more people are probably also done with it. But yeah, so no, I would not. Even with some great performances and interesting visuals, it's not worth it, especially over 3 hours. It's insane.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't disagree. So what would you say the heart of this movie was?
The heart?
Yeah, or what the messages of this?
I don't know. I mean, a lot of it just centers around your family and I mean, the religions thing seems pretty apparent too. Like you said, like what they pray to, and yeah, I would say mainly those two things: family and what you pray to. That's what it seems like to me.
Okay. Yeah, I would. I mean, I was kind of leaning towards more of the grief angle. Like I think,
Sure, that was
like,
a big one of this one. Yeah,
and even from Stephen Lang's character, like trying to, it's like, how do you deal with the grief of, do you try to control things, hatred, destruction?
yeah.
It's kind of all trying to be there. I don't think it does a good job of, but I think that's what it's trying to be.
Okay, I guess I was thinking of it more as a whole, but yeah, that part of it is way more apparent in this film.
Mm.
But like as a whole for the franchise, it is like that family component.
Yeah,
it's so centered in the whole thing.
Yep, for sure. All right. Well, any last words? It's not worth your screen time.
No, no, you don't need to watch it.
All right. Well, that brings us to the end of our conversation about Avatar: Fire and Ash. Next week, we'll be covering Backrooms.
Okay.
So make sure you watch it and come back for that conversation. I also love to hear what your thoughts about Fire and Ash or anything else we've discussed. Did it earn your screen time? Where does it rank among the Avatar films? You can email us at feedback@screentimepod.com or leave a comment on this episode. And we appreciate all you who do. And if you don't already, please follow Screen Time on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok, and subscribe on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and YouTube. And that way you don't miss the next episode. So until next time, thanks for giving us your screen time.